Hey, what are we going to do today?
I think we're going to ride some bikes. Now, I don't know about you, but see, I brought 20-inch bikes.
Yeah,
I don't really see, do you have bikes? Where are your bikes?
my mountain bikes are in the garage.
Underneath the bed.
Yeah.
Super dialed.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So how did you get into flat ground?
I mean, it just kind of evolved. Initially, I was just a rider that would ride street. I'd do wheelies, bunny humps. I lived in San Diego, and that was just our means of transportation.
Right.
The 80s, right? So I didn't even start driving till I was 17 and a half, almost 18 before I started driving to my bike everywhere. So spent a lot of time on the bike as it goes, started getting pretty good. And I started to enjoy going to the beach because that's where the skateboarders were and break dancers and BMX, Flatland. And so just kind of doing that jam circle, naturally started forming crowds. We bring up boom boxes and basically entertain passerbys.
So you got pretty famous. So when did that become sponsorship, with job, all that stuff?
I mean, what's crazy about that era, it was such the beginning stages. You're just going to keep on straight. And I'm going to compare to the right. I'll show you. It was just there was maybe 12 pros in the whole country at that time.
Yeah.
And I was just at the right place at the right time. Someone said, "Hey, there's a contest," and I'm like, "Really? A contest? I don't know if I'm good enough for a contest." They go, "Just go and have fun." And it was at Huntington Beach at the OP surf contest. And it was like hay bales and quarter pipes in a parking lot. I mean, that was it.
Right.
But I was right in the right place at the right time. Met some people. They'll keep going. Up here, go see after all.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's just very, very fortunate that I got a Haro, which was a very big name in freestyle, obviously. And they put me on tour that very next summer. So it was just like wham, bam, I'm on the road and doing shows.
Riding for Haro.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Right here. And not only ride for Haro, but riding with Ron Wilkerson and Brian Weitzer, which are two, guys I had on my wall. And I'll be King of Skate Park, and Ron was known for being such an innovator with all the ramp tricks. He did everything flat.
Did you just do Flatland, or did you do the ramps too?
Very little. There's a few photos of me maybe catching about 4 feet. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I just partly because I was always at the scene riding, whether it was at Balboa Park or where we're going today, we're always around. I like it when there's people to walk the street, I'm that kind of rider. I'm not like the parking lot rider that just goes off in their self-learn, their tricks. But, I just stuck with Flatland, and I'm kind of grateful now that I'm going to be almost 16.
Wow.
16 in a few months.
You're still killing it. I saw you do one of those front lip rolls.
Yeah.
I was like, he's still doing that stuff?
Selective, man.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of my story, and I'm just sticking with it. And,
it's pretty awesome that you got to be able to do that. It's such a spectator sport. Yeah. You get a little crowd around you, and it's like, wow, look at you doing all this cool stuff. Stuff I'm doing is out in the bushes, in the mountains of no one sees any of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's fun, but it's...
And you specialize in what? So tell me a little bit about your path. You're downhill, right?
I do mostly downhill racing. Yeah. A little bit of enduro, but I like downhill a lot more. It's a lot of fun to challenge yourself on a track, find the ability to do the weird moves just to get a little bit of time on your competitors.
Right.
And you're pushing your limits on funky stuff you don't normally do when you are recreational riding.
Yeah.
And it's the pinnacle of the mountain bike racing. It's the fastest, gnarliest with the biggest bike and the coolest tag.
Right.
The biggest jumps, the fastest speeds. It's really fun.
And about, so obviously you're in, I don't know how old you are, but you've been in it for a while. How about the evolution of the bikes and the riding and how's that changed?
Oh, yeah. Well, me and my brother started building bikes in 99. I was 22 at the time.
Okay.
And back then there was no, information on suspension, how it works. Nobody had really good bikes back then because we were just kind of shooting in the dark on what to do and how to do it.
Right.
And then every year it got better and better and better. We started getting disc brakes, hydraulic disc brakes, better rubber compounds. Now they have tire inserts and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. tire sizes went from 26 up to 27.5 to 29.
Wow.
That's just everywhere. And then all of a sudden in 2010 or so, like carbon fiber became mainstream.
Yeah.
So now all the bikes are normal carbon fiber. It's pretty high tech stuff.
And so how has that changed, like, personally for you and your riding? Like, you feel like, I mean, for me, I can't believe I used to ride the bikes that I rode. Like, I've tried to ride an Ace Haro, and I could do a few tricks on it, but I'm like, how did we do that? Do you have that same kind of?
Oh yeah. Like the stuff we were riding with the bikes that we were riding.
Yeah.
It's amazing we're not getting injured all the time.
Yeah.
The little tiny wheels, yacht toothless tires, the rubber of tires was really hard and didn't grip the rock very well. The suspension didn't really work and absorbing bumps, so you were just constantly like in pain hitting things with your hands. And the brakes, I mean, they barely worked. So your hands were really struggling just to slow you down. Plus the geometries weren't really dialed, so it's kind of steep head angles, which tend to flip you over the bars.
Right.
It was pretty nuts.
Yeah, I think the same thing with freestyle, specifically like Flatland. My bikes have evolved so much. Like, they have shorter back ends, really steeper head tube angles. In our case, zero offset forks, because we want the bars to feel similar if they're flipped around backwards. For the most part, I would say it's pretty common that people ride zero offset now.
When did all that stuff kind of die?
I mean, it started I guess the late. I don't have a really good timeline on it, because I was just like, I rode the same Matt Hoffman Big Daddy from when I basically left Haro and until 2012, so like 20 years.
You said you knew the Condor really well.
Yeah. No, I think he was on Haro for some of the same time that I was on that. So, and we went to go visit him last year. Yeah, he's a great guy. Obviously, he's done a lot, pushed a lot in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think over, like, in the 90s, things were, getting, like, they were really heavy and, like, massive. Everything was spoken up. And then slowly things started getting a little more tech, a little bit more, like I was saying, I got titanium bike parts now on my frame to lighten it up. I'm still riding a chromoly frame, but there is a titanium that's coming that I'm testing out. And I'm not sure if it's going to be the ticket. The new kids that are riding brakeless and are doing a lot of bike flips and just being able to really control the bike. It's like 18 pounds. And for me, I don't know if that's going to be too big.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because it's almost like, moving out. Yeah, you're just going to turn right, and then we're going to hit right into them. Have you been to Ashland before?
A couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't know the area. I mean, it's only a day or so.
Yeah, it's a cool little town.
So you spoke about the beginning of your bicycle building career, but what are you currently doing, Mr. Canfield?
I got a new company I'm doing.
In the left lane. You don't have to turn left.
It's called Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire.
Yeah, it's chromoly and titanium front triangles and with aluminum rear.
Oh,
It's running my old patent CBF, but I have a new patent pending on this suspension design that has 3 main pivot locations for the main pivot. So I can
run rear
run
suspension we're talking about?
the rear suspension. So these 3 holes give you the ability to run like a low pivot and then a mid pivot and a high pivot, which means the wheel trajectory is different. So the high pivot's better for like holding momentum and releasing a bump. And the low pivot doesn't run like these little pulley wheels with the chain. So they're better for climbing up hills.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, like what the track you're riding is doing. So you can have like the perfect setup.
So is it all kind of related to downhill, or is it also for different type of ride?
It's like everything you need. Trail, enduro, or a downhill bike.
Gotcha.
It's all set up for that. So it jumps travel, it jumps wheel path.
But you could decide that just turn left here, and then you're gonna want to get in the right lane.
Yeah.
So would you choose to change it? Like if you see a particular downhill track, you might say, "Oh, this is a better setup to run it at this." This setting.
Yeah. So I was doing enduro racing, and you can change this suspension in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Wow.
So at the top of enduro is where you pedal up to a track and then they time you on the downhill.
Right. Okay.
And there's maybe, sometimes 8 of those.
Go past this bus and then turn
In.
Yeah, turn right, and you're gonna go right through the plaza.
So you would do like maybe 8 tracks, at a race.
Yeah.
And some of them would be pedally and some of them would be rock gardens, really steep downhill type tracks.
Right.
And so I was able to, like, at the top of the hill, know what track was up next, and it changed the pivot to suit the track perfectly for the race next.
And that's like a huge advantage because...
Oh, it was huge because enduro, you have to run the same parts, frame, fork, wheels, the whole race. And I just have a bike that changes, like a transformer bike.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was like a little, my own personal little cheating tool.
As it relates to freestyle, the disciplines have separated so much. So we're just going to circle around and hopefully we'll find parking. We might have to park up on the hill.
Okay.
Oh, this guy got parking right here. That's for police only, unless you have a badge. We're going to have to find down this way. But yeah, so the disciplines are so changed that the Flatland specifically are much different than a park or street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you were saying, the head angle is way steep.
Yeah,
they're spinning around.
Shorter, really short top tube. You could park here if you want to. That would be
I don't know if I can get into that.
Yeah, you can.
Well, let's try.
You can. You got that extra, they give you these extra little blocks. And you got that fancy backup camera. So, yeah, I mean, it would be amazing if someone had, I can't imagine that being feasible, but a bike that you could ride in all the different disciplines that were adjustable. It would have to be adjustable top tube, and
we're getting in this.
You're going to do it. You got this. See, you got this extra little block that they give you.
So how ironic. You guys are riding each other's bikes today, and you both build in chromoly and tie. But from completely different...
Chromoly, tie, and aluminum.
Yep. And
I put the chromoly and the tie in the places you want it.
Yeah.
Like in the front triangle where it's tough and need it.
Yeah.
To be like, damp. All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
So hard because, like, for me, when I just spent a lot of time on the bike, just riding and being very comfortable on the bike, then tricks, because I had a foundation, tricks then were able to come easier. But so, like, if you're talking about a balance trick, like the trick that evolved into the handstand was a balance trick like this, which I was just showing, it's the same thing as this, but it's on the tire. And then I saw someone do where they were balancing like that. So all of these are stepping stones. And then this guy did a no footer like that. He had a brake and I didn't have a brake. So I'm like, well, I want to do the no footer. So I would reach down and I grab the tire and I do a no footer. And I thought, that doesn't look so cool. So then I did this and I reached down, grabbed the tire, and then I did that. Dang. So that time frame, maybe a few months, but it was all those building blocks. That's why I talk to riders that are getting into it, like, learn how to do a peg wheelie. Learn how to do just a basic trick where you're just learning to roll like this. Because all of those are going to lead into all the other version of this. So 85, I'm in San Diego, and I'm just on Haro. So I'm really excited. I'm in all new gear. I have a bike just about like this, a green Master from 85. And I'm in my hometown. My mom's there. She's taking pictures. And I'm doing this trick. Now, I have to tell you a little bit. My mom is into theatrics. She's a dancer. She's been my number one fan and still is. And she's always encouraged me to do stuff. So I was doing that one handstand I just showed you earlier on the tire. I also was doing where I saw riders, they could put their pedals down. They would do tricks on their pedals. So I thought, okay, I can do a balance trick on the pedal and do a handstand. And my mom says to me, hey, Dave, can you take a hand off? And I'm like, Mom, Mom, you're crazy. How am I going to take a hand off? And I went like that. And came back out of it. I didn't blow that. Came back out of it and she's like, what was that? And I said, I don't know, I was just goofing around. And she's like, no, you have to do that trick. So I did the trick, and they named it a Gumby because I'm twisted around the bike and I'm on a green bike. And now 40 some odd years later, I'm still doing Gumbies. So that's kind of the nature of that beast.
That's awesome.
What tricks do you know? Like, just name one off the top of your head.
The only one I know is cherry picker.
Okay. I'm bringing those back. I'm not super consistent, but you called me out, so.
All right, let's see it.
All right. The way I get it, one and done. One and done. Here we go. I always do a fire hydrant. Fire hydrant. And cherry picker.
There it is.
And then I used to spin the bars. Get up there and like pinch the seat or pinch the head tube and then spin the bars. All right. Because this is like definitely a trick that 80s, but it still has life. And there's like riders now that take it to the next level, spinning and all this. But I actually have this. You have your adjustable frame.
Yeah.
I just have an adjustable seat. That's as far as I go. So then there's more balance tricks that I used to do with the seat hitting.
Speaking of tech, before we go to the Miami Hopper,
Yeah.
what other unique things do you hold near and dear from the 80s on your bike?
Right. So I was mentioning this earlier to Chris. So this is the D&E reclamation frame. The general frame geometry has been around since 2012 or something like that. But what they did was they added the brakes down here so I could do cherry pickers because my foot has to wedge in there. And then one other very unique is I run coaster brake, Chris.
Yeah.
So I actually have coaster brake. I don't have free coaster like what Michael's. And they put a little coaster brake tab, which they used to have back in the day.
Nice.
So you don't have to have a clamp on there.
Yeah.
So those are the only two if you see a reclamation bike, brakes on the bottom and coaster brake, you know it's a D&E frame. And then the lock levers. Oh yeah. I use lock levers on just a couple tricks. But I want to do the Miami Hopper because I think that's just a classic. I'll do a couple different variations. All right, Miami Hopper. Pretty straightforward. You just do an endo, you turn your bar, and then you land like that. Once you get your balance, and then I've been working on this too, Michael, where I'm doing a spin with like a whole, I want to do a whole 180 instead of just a little spin. Okay, so there's an old man way of pulling out of it, which is this.
Your goals, like right now, where are you at? Like now you have this product that you're already bringing to market, or you're about to bring to market? Or
It's out.
it's out.
You mind? I started a Vampire just to build enough of my new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're popular enough in the market to license the suspensions on.
Yeah. So last year, Reclamation was able to get me off of Haro. After many years, I rode Haro. And this year, today, I think I'm off Flatland. I'm just going to switch over to mountain bike. Do they have a 60 plus category?
Yeah, they do. Let's
Okay.
go to World Masters. You probably win.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in Chile next March.
In
Let's go.
Chile. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Stay off that front brake. Just drag the back. It'd be a lot.
All right, so
I thought the background.
Young color.
what this bike was not designed for was a foot jam. Let me try a real deep one.
I think you're kind of have to have some speed with the foot. Oh. Well, definitely. Watch this. There it is.
It's not a freestyle bike, Michael.
No. We'll get your reclamation bike out so you can show the folks what you really do.
Oh, he pulls a track stand. That's like an old 80s trick. You can do it without without pegs. Okay. All right, I got it. I got this. Did you see the...
Oh, that's sick. Dave, that was fun today.
That was awesome. I think we should end with one little final shenanigans. Okay, so I'll walk you through it.
All right.
So I'm going to balance here on this. Trust the bike. It is chromoly. Stand on that back peg.
All right.
I'm going to go into this position. Stand up. Hold it. Wait. And then smile at the camera. And then you got to come out. The key is you can't touch the ground because the ground's locked. Pretty good day, I'd say. Yeah. Because we got a little bit of flatland. We got a little bit of downhill.
See, it was really fun to try to do that one trick spinning around the front of the Ford. It's pretty nuts.
And if you stick with it, you would get it. I can see you.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, riding these bikes and the technology, like I was telling you, I've never ridden anything like it, and it's a night and day difference. So I might be on the trails a bit more. You never know.
Well, I'll come back out.
Yeah.
I always have a spare bike.
Definitely. And then I also just like how much we can kind of cross over, like what I was sharing with some of the technology that's evolved in Flatland in the BMX world, with the same kind of thing that's happened in the mountain bike. And here we are, 2025, and who knows what the future is. Listen, you too. See you.